Have you ever talked to your phone and suddenly it answered you correctly, as if it really understood you? You say, set an alarm for 6 in the morning, and in just a few seconds the alarm is on without you even touching the screen. Or you ask, what is the weather today? And a voice from your device answers you politely and clearly. On one side, this feels practical, fast and smart, but on the other side, a lot of people also feel a bit weird and even slightly worried. How can a machine understand human voice? Is my voice being recorded? Is someone listening behind the screen? These kinds of worries are actually very normal, because we are living in a time where technology enters one of the most personal spaces, which is our voice. Our voice is part of who we are. It carries emotion, accent, and habits that are different for each person. When technology starts to recognize our voice, many people feel both amazed and uneasy. In this video, we will slowly break down how voice recognition technology actually works from the very beginning in a simple and easy flowing way. We will walk step by step like listening to a light documentary about how human voice is turned into data, processed by machines, and then comes back as smart-sounding answers. The goal is simple. So you do not just use this technology, but you also understand what is happening behind the scenes. And maybe after understanding the process, you will feel calmer, more aware, and more thoughtful when using voice features in your daily life. Part 2. Background and a short history. Before machines could understand human voice, there was a long journey that took many decades. Around the 1950s, computer researchers started dreaming about machines that could listen and respond to human commands. Back then, computers were huge, as big as a wardrobe, and could only run very simple commands using punched cards. The idea of a computer that could listen felt like science fiction, but slowly, research after research started to happen. At first, machines could only recognize a few words like numbers from 1 to 10. Imagine you had to say words in a very specific tone, and if you sounded just a little bit different, the machine would get confused. This showed how complex human voice really is. Everyone speaks differently. Some speak fast, some speak slowly, some speak clearly, some mumble. Not to mention background noise like wind traffic or other people talking. All of this made voice recognition technology grow slowly but steadily. A big leap happened when computers became more powerful and the internet started to grow. Human voice data could be collected in massive amounts and used to train machines. In the 2000s, big tech companies started to seriously build voice assistants. They collected millions of voice samples from different languages, accents, and speaking styles. From here, machines began to learn patterns and habits of how humans speak. This long journey matters because the technology we enjoy today did not appear overnight. It is the result of decades of experiments, failures, and improvements. Understanding this history helps us appreciate how complex a simple voice command actually is. Part 3. The basic principle of how voice recognition works. Now let us get into the main question. How does a machine actually understand voice? Think of human voice as waves moving through the air. The result is a system that becomes more accurate day by day. Interestingly, the machine does not really understand meaning the way humans do. It only recognizes patterns and maps those patterns into text and commands. But for users, the final result feels like the machine actually understands us. This is the illusion of intelligence that makes the technology feel almost magical. One of the biggest secrets behind powerful voice recognition systems is data. Without data, a machine is just an empty program. Imagine trying to teach a small child to recognize words. You have to repeat the same word many times in different situations. Machines learn in a similar way. Developers collect voice data from many different sources. There are voices of older people, young people, men, women with many kinds of accents. This data is then cleaned and organized so the machine does not learn from wrong examples. After that, machine learning models are trained. This training process can take a long time and requires powerful computers, but the result is a model that becomes smarter. It can recognize common patterns and also unique variations in human voice. What is interesting is that machines can also learn from mistakes. When users correct wrong voice recognition results, the system can use those corrections to improve itself. This is why voice technology keeps getting better and feels more natural over time. However, behind all of this, there is a big question about privacy. Voice data is sensitive data. Because of this, many companies use encryption and privacy policies to protect users. As users, we also need to be aware that convenience always comes with responsibility. Understanding how our data is collected and used helps us become more thoughtful when using this technology. Now let us look at how this technology shows up in daily life. At home, many people use voice assistants to control lights, play music, or set reminders. In cars, drivers can control navigation without taking their hands off the steering wheel. In healthcare, voice recognition helps doctors record medical notes more quickly. All of these examples show that voice recognition is not just a cool feature, but a tool that truly helps. But there are also real challenges. For example, recognition errors can happen in noisy environments, or certain accents are still harder for systems to recognize. From here, we learn that the technology is still evolving. It is not perfect yet, but the potential is huge. By understanding its limits, we can be more patient and realistic when using it. Many people think voice recognition is magical and always correct. In reality, it is still a machine working based on patterns. A common mistake is speaking too fast or too softly. Some people also talk while being far from the microphone. These small things can affect accuracy. A wiser way to use this technology is to understand the context. Use it in relatively quiet places and speak clearly. Double-check results when it comes to important tasks. And most importantly, remember that convenience does not replace human awareness. With this mindset, we can enjoy the benefits of voice recognition without losing control over our data and decisions. In the end, voice recognition technology is a reflection of human efforts to make machines more friendly and easier to interact with. The long journey from dreams to reality teaches us that technological progress is always built on experiments and learning. By understanding how it works, we do not just become passive users, we become users who are aware and thoughtful. And maybe in the future, interacting with machines will feel even more natural. But one thing will always remain: the role of humans in deciding how technology is used. If you enjoy content like this, click the subscribe and like button to support this channel and share this with friends who need insights like this. When you speak to a device, it feels simple, like you are just talking to a smart friend. But behind that simple moment, a long technical process is happening in seconds. The moment you start speaking, your voice travels through the air as sound waves. The microphone inside your device catches those waves and turns them into electrical signals. Then those electrical signals are converted into digital data. At this stage, your voice is no longer sound. It is a stream of numbers. The system then cuts this stream into very small pieces that last only a tiny fraction of a second. Each small piece contains information about pitch, tone, and energy. These tiny pieces are analyzed one by one. The system looks for patterns that match sounds it already knows. For example, it tries to decide whether a sound is closer to a B or T. This might sound simple, but human speech is messy. We connect words, we shorten sounds, we speak with emotion. So the system does not just listen to one sound, it listens to the flow of sounds over time. This is why modern voice recognition does not work by detecting letters, but by detecting patterns across entire words and phrases. The system also uses language models to guess what you are most likely to say next. For example, if you say, "Turn on the system already," expect something like the lights or the music. This guessing process helps the system fix small mistakes. So even if your voice is not perfectly clear, the system can still figure out your intention. All of this happens in just a few seconds, from sound to numbers, to patterns, to text, to action. What feels like magic is actually a fast chain of logical steps running quietly in the background. Have you ever noticed that sometimes your device understands you perfectly, but sometimes it struggles? This is not random. There are real reasons why certain voices are harder to recognize. One big factor is accent. People from different regions pronounce the same word in different ways. For a machine, these differences can look like completely different sounds. Another factor is speaking style. Some people speak clearly with pauses between words. Others speak quickly and blend words together. The faster and more connected the speech is, the harder it becomes for the system to separate words. Background noise is another challenge. Music, traffic, wind, or other people talking can mix with your voice. The system then receives a messy signal and has to guess which part is your voice and which part is noise. Microphone quality also matters. A good microphone captures cleaner sound. A bad microphone adds distortion that confuses the system. Even emotions can change your voice. When you are tired, angry, or excited, your tone and rhythm change. For humans, this is easy to understand. For machines, this creates new patterns they might not recognize well. This is why voice recognition is never 100% perfect. And this is also why developers keep improving models using more diverse data. The goal is to make systems that understand more people in more situations. So when your device misunderstands you, it is not because the technology is broken. It is because human voice is one of the most complex signals machines have to deal with. Looking forward, voice recognition is expected to become even more natural. In the future, systems will not only recognize words, but also understand context better. For example, they may learn to understand when you are being serious or when you are joking. They may also become better at recognizing different accents and mixed languages. This is important because many people do not speak in just one pure language. They mix words from different languages in daily conversation. Another direction is making voice systems work better offline, so your device can still understand you even without an internet connection. This requires more powerful models to run directly on your device. There is also a focus on making voice recognition more personal. Systems may learn your unique voice, your habits, and your preferred commands. This can make interactions faster and more accurate. At the same time, this raises questions about privacy, so future systems will need to balance personalization with strong data protection. In the end, the future of voice recognition is not just about making machines smarter, it is about making interactions feel more human while keeping users safe and in control. If you enjoy content like this, click the subscribe and like button to support this channel and share this with friends who need insights like this.